Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from the campus of Belmont High School in Belmont, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity girls rugby contest between the hosting Marauders of Belmont High School and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. We've got ourselves a strong Wi-Fi connection out here today this time, thanks to a little help from the Belmont, the folks here at Belmont. One of them was very kind enough to share with me the Wi-Fi hotspot they were using for their live stream, and the connection is so strong it's looking like, you know, we're going to have smooth sailing all the way through. So very different experience from the Algonquin game last week. Looks like we're actually going to have things going live, and I'm happy about that, and I hope you guys are too. So since we get this going live today, I'd just like to say first off, if you end up enjoying this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. We'll be covering Brookline boys rugby tomorrow, actually, so that one should be fun. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel can help. Looks like we're about to get ready to get this one underway. So we're not going to have time for me to introduce the full starting lineups. We had a little bit of a snafu with making sure I was set up in a proper spot that was out of everyone's way. So no real time for pregame stuff. But a high-profile match here as Brookline faces off against an undefeated Marauders squad that is currently ranked 2nd in Division I. Brookline coming into this one with a record of 2-3, ranked 5th in Division I. Brookline trying to keep their playoff hopes alive as they need at least a 500 or better record as long as they finish outside the top 3 of the power rankings in order to make the playoffs. Belmont pretty much guaranteed a spot at this stage. But here we go, start of the first half. And it is picked up by, a whistle blown as the initial toss from the Belmont fullback number 15, Robin Tonamura McDonald, went awry there, and it looks like we're going to set up for our first scrum of the game. Might need to adjust my camera angle as I go, but for now we're going to stick where we are as they get set for the scrum. Deep on the Belmont side of the field, and it's a Brookline advantage on the scrum. So Brookline will be inserting the ball. Let's see if I can prop this up just a tad bit higher. There we go, that's a little better. I think might have overcorrected. What's happening? Okay, at least with some of the this tripod, man. Sometimes I swear it's just here to give me problems. Here we go with the scrum. Looks like it's taken out by Brookline, but another whistle blown. What is going on? So we're a little slow to get this one started. Now the ball's inserted properly, and it looks like Belmont comes out of it despite the Brookline advantage on the scrum. And so the Marauders in control of the ball. Brookline unable to take advantage there. They're trying to work out to the open side on the left. Trying to break through was number 13 for Belmont, Hannah Jacoby. Now they try and burst up the middle with number 17, the flanker, Bethany Egar. And now Brookline has taken the ball away. The Warriors controlling the ball, trying to move it. Quick tosses, ball's dropped. And it's picked up by the Marauders. And now Belmont starts trying to move it. Couple tosses and an opening out on the far side. The number 8 pitches it and finally taken down. A huge run by Sadie Taylor, the number 8 for the Marauders, as that toss goes awry, but is recovered, I think, by number 3, Liv Mann. Out of the ruck, we've got a whistle. And it's going to be a free ball for Belmont, so they'll have a chance to, they're going to kick it. It's sliced in the wind, catches it a bit as it flies out of bounds. That one kicked by the fly half, number 10, Lucy Cabral. So now we get ready for the line out. Thrown into the jumper, number 17, Egar. Catches that one now. It's ripped away in the middle of the maul by Brookline. And now the Warriors trying to start moving with it. They pitch it out to the open end, get it out to Larissa Anderson, the fullback. Now they try to go to the wing. I believe number 14, Becky Winnikoff. Brookline now trying to work it back towards the middle. Belmont asserting the pressure. Brookline still holding the ball in the ruck, but they're all the way back in their own end. They try and kick it. It's blocked and recovered in the try zone. Successful try for Belmont as they get the first 5 points on the board and set up for the conversion. I'm trying to see what number it was. Looks like it was the number 8, Sadie Taylor, who recovered that blocked kick. So Taylor with the first successful try of the day, as now Belmont sets up for the conversion. Cabral lining up with a pretty straight-on angle for the conversion kick. And it sails up and through. So Cabral hits her first conversion. I'm going to try and lower this camera a bit. And I think I'll just zoom out a little bit. That's a little better. Let's just zoom out so we cover a little more area. That's a little better. All right, I think we've got a better camera angle now. My apologies for that. We got our first note in the live chat from Eric Person saying so much better than Algonquin, and indeed it has been much better stream quality. Off a weird hop, the kick from Brookline is taken, by the fullback, and now off and running with it into open space. This is looking more like a football kick return as she cuts away and finally dragged down deep in Brookline territory. A heck of a run for the fullback, McDonald. And now trying to break through there is Egar. And it's going to be a free ball now for Belmont off the violation called on Brookline. This is number 9, Layla Valente Patterson, tossing it back. Quick run up the middle, trying to force her way through, and she's in. Number 2, Kelsey Donaldson, converts on the try that time. Belmont out to a quick 12-0 lead. Just over 7 minutes into the first half. 35-minute halves played out here in Rugby. as Belmont trying to add to their early advantage. Cabral lining up for another conversion kick. And again, a pretty decent angle as Belmont's been scoring very much near the middle of the try zone. That conversion is good. So Cabral 2 for 2 on her conversions to start. So we've seen a couple plays where Belmont just asserted themselves, and even with Brookline seeming to have a brief edge, Belmont just broke things open. First, when Brookline had the advantage on the scrum deep in Belmont's end, the Marauders just ended up taking it away and making their own move down the field. And then that big return by McDonald, the fullback, off the kick. This kick goes out to the far side, picked off, taking off, running with it is the number 8, Taylor. Taylor sprinting with it. Taylor stiff arms. Taylor going down the sideline, finally dragged down. And another huge return on the initial kick by the Marauders. They're now trying to run with it. This is the flanker, number 6, Danielle Buffano. Now a toss back out to the lock, number 4, Abby Hill. Now back to number 3, a tight head prop live man. Brookline took it away. Right at the edge of the try zone, the Warriors managed to take it away in the ruck. And they go for a high punt this time, but it's still deep in the Brookline end as it's picked up. Immediately hit was Cabral, but now hands it off, breaking free as the inside center, Mia Taylor. And the other Taylor sister gets a try. So Brookline again takes the ball back deep in their own end. We saw that blocked kick that led to the try for Sadie Taylor as she just fell on it in the try zone for the first score of the game. Now, this time Mia Taylor, the inside center, taking advantage of short field as Brookline's punt wasn't blocked but didn't go very far. And Cabral, who initially recovered that punt, now converts her third conversion kick. So Cabral 3 for 3 on her conversions, 3 successful tries in the first 10.5 minutes for the Marauders, 1 each from Sadie Taylor, Mia Taylor, and Kelsey Donaldson. As Brookline setting up to kick it. I think the one they have kicking it is the lock, number 5, Penny Waldron. His kick sails a little further, juggled a bit, but ultimately picked up by Hill. Abby Hill does not get as far as some of the previous returns, but the Marauders are in control of the ball. Couple of tosses, and Mann gets taken down. Now they try and toss it out to the right. Almost slipping through, but a big shoestring tackle from the Brookline lock, number 4, Molly Engeland. And now a long kick from Belmont is taken by Larissa Anderson. Anderson takes it down the far side for a bit of a gain. Brookline with a chance to go on offense here. Disrupted on the ruck. And a big hit. Belmont asserting themselves heavily here as Brookline still trying to break through. And I think the ball went out the sideline, and so we'll have another line out, and the line out's going to go to Belmont. So Brookline may not have had the right idea trying to go on the tight side out there on the along the far sideline. Thrown up to the jumper, Hill. Now a couple of tosses, that one a bit errant, but it is picked up by McDonald. McDonald nowhere to go with the pitch, and she's taken down. Out of the ruck, it does stay with the Marauders. That toss slightly errant And the Marauders almost moved back, but a quick burst regains most of the lost yardage. Now a kick this time into open space, juggled but picked up by Brookline's, I believe, number 13, Meredith Christ. Christ trying to break through, gets to midfield, does not have the ball ripped away, although Sadie Taylor was trying to take it. Instead, Brookline comes out of the ruck with a couple of pitches. Anderson could not break through the hole there, and we got a whistle. And this will be a free ball for Brookline. We'll see if they try and go for the kick to set themselves up with a line out, or if they just decide to carry the ball. And they're going back to the spot of the violation right at midfield. Larissa Anderson, the fullback, with the ball, and she is going to boot it. That's not going to fly out, but it's going to be briefly dropped, recovered by McDonald. And now the Marauders back in possession. Brookline trying to play the possession, trying to play the field position game with that kick, as much as Belmont has with their last couple kicks. Belmont looking for an opening and dragging a couple of tacklers with her there. And now a drop kick. This one collected by Anderson again. Anderson pitches it back to the wing, who's got a bit of a space on the near sideline, taken down. That might have been out of bounds as Becky Winnikoff, the wing, was taking it down the near side. And indeed, this is going to be another line out for the Marauders. Or is it? Okay, it's going to be a line out for Brookline, and it looks like, or is it? A little bit confusing on what precisely the situation is here. But for now, number 9, Polly Merlis, the scrum half, with the ball. No, gives it to Anderson. Anderson kicks in the wind, caught that one. That flies out. So now it'll be a line out for Brookline. A little bit confusing there, but all you need to know for this moment is that Brookline has possession inside the 30-yard line of the Belmont side. The hooker, number 2, Brooke Badaglieri, getting ready to throw this one, Badaglieri, excuse me, getting ready to throw this one in. Throws it in, misses the jumper. Wind might have caught that one. It's taken away by the Marauders, but they fumble on a pitch, and Brookline falls on it. The Warriors trying to keep it roughly centered after a big recovery by Engeland. Brookline still taking these short bursts up the middle. Now a pitch out. Fighting through. A pitch to Christ. Christ, pitch misses. Almost had an opening down the far sideline to the wing, Ellie Haberkern, but wasn't quite there. Brookline maintains possession, now starting to work back towards the middle of the field. That pitch juggled, but still possession maintained by the Warriors. They work it down the near side. This is Anya Anyausa, the number 8, who gets taken down there. Merlis, quick pitch. Not much distance there. Merlis tries again, long pitch back. And another one. Taken down after a short game. We've got a whistle. Number 3, Leela Hoffman, had the ball that time, but it looks like they're going to put it back in the hands of Anderson for the free ball here. Probably going to kick it. Oh no, she's giving it back to Polly Merlis. And Merlis just going to carry it. Pitches, Anyausa dragging a tackler forward. Anyausa still going. Anyausa deep inside the 15, close to the 10. Brookline making progress towards the try zone. Pitch goes back to Christ. Christ, nowhere to go, taken down. Brookline maintains possession in the ruck. Pitch, juggled, lost, taken away by the Marauders. So Brookline unable to get to the try zone there, and a big kick flies way down towards midfield as Anderson chases it down. And Anderson gets taken down. And I think we might be setting up for a scrum here around midfield. Adi Anyausa got off to a big run there, but just Brookline was unable to follow it up. As now we've got a line out. We're 18 minutes into the first half. It's a 21-0 lead for Belmont. And the throw is taken away by Anyausa. That pitch misses. Recovered by Ivy Wheeler. Wheeler gets back some of the lost yardage with a stubborn push there, and it's maintained by Brookline out of the ruck. Brookline staying with it, trying to look for somewhere to go. As Merlis pitches it back. Another pitch. Breaking through briefly was number 12, Zaira Johnson. Now Merlis pitches, juggled, but maintained, I believe, by, a bit hard to see, but out of the ruck. It's taken away by the Marauders, taken by Mann. Belmont asserting their muscle out of the ruck that time to overtake Brookline and take the ball away. Now McDonald, a pitch. Extra pitch just gets away from the wing. She recovers but is taken down. They were trying to find number 14, Chloe Ellis, on that one. Now they work back towards the middle of the field. Man gets dragged down. And they start working towards the near side. Ball's dropped. And it's recovered by Winnikoff for Brookline. Now Brookline takes it away. And we've got another whistle. And looks like we're going to have another scrum here inside the 35-yard line of the football field on Brookline's side of the field. Excuse me. Locked up for the scrum, advantage Brookline, and we've got another whistle. And now it looks like a free ball for Brookline. They're going to give it to Anderson, which means probably a kick, and it is a kick, and it flies deep and out the touch line, or sideline if you're more used to some of the more mainstream sports in America, but it is called the touch line in rugby. Oh, they're going to bring this ball right back. Folks, I admit I'm not as well knowledgeable in the rules of rugby as I am the rules of some other sports, so if there's any point where I seem confused about some kind of a ruling, if there's anyone more experienced and knowledgeable about rugby that wants to be like, hey, idiot, here's why that happened. Hey, I don't mind. I appreciate the help in any way. So it's going to be a scrum, advantage to Belmont as Patterson inserts it. Hooked back to Patterson, and she tosses it back to Cabral. Now to the outside is Mia Taylor. Taylor's got the edge. Taylor running. Could not break through the last line of defense with Anderson, but gets down deep near the try zone. And trying to burst ahead was Egar. And it's going to be a free ball for Brookline, so Belmont could not get it in that time. Brookline probably going to try and boot this one out of their own backyard here as they set up to have Anderson. Boots it. The wind kind of catches it. That's not going too far. Ball is juggled but picked up by Mia Taylor. Belmont keeps it out of the ruck. Running forward with it was number 1, Meredith Knopf. Now tossed back to number 6, Buffano. Now a toss back to McDonald. And now dragging a couple tacklers is Hill. Couple quick tosses. Mann trying to push her way forward. Just a game of inches down to the last inch of the try zone. Breaking through for the try is Egar. Bethany Egar, the flanker, wearing number 17. Successful on the try as Belmont goes up 26-0. As they'll have presumably Cabral set up for another conversion. And one thing, and there's plenty of things you can give Belmont credit for. I mean, the score and their ranking displays that pretty simply. But one of the smaller things you got to give them credit for is their consistency with scoring towards the middle of the field. It gives easier conversion positioning for Cabral as she converts on her 4th. I think. Or did the wind catch that one? The scoreboard's not updating. She might have missed that. I think she might have missed that one. It's hard to tell. It looked like the flags went up to signal that she made the kick, but apparently not. So Cabral, 3 of 4 on her conversion kicks as Belmont leads Brookline 26-0. I mean, there are some powerful winds gusting out here in Belmont today. I mean, you can just see it by looking at the flags along the touch lines. Ooh, kind of whiffed on the kick there, but ultimately picked up by Donaldson for Belmont as they start on their possession. Barreling through a couple of players, but in danger of losing the ball, but she maintains it, as I think that was Jacoby. Now taking off and running with it is Mann as she found the hole. Brought down by Christ. Now a quick pitch back to Egar. No. Miscommunication on that pitch. It's recovered by McDonald. McDonald, quick pitch out to the edge. The wing, Ellis, dragging it down with the help of a bit of a maul there at the end. Couple quick tosses. I think this is Mann. Misses Egar. Ball's loose. Diving on it, I think, was Brookline's number 7, Sarah Mottner-Maslin. But it looks like they are going to set up a scrum out of this one, actually. 27 minutes into the first half here. Belmont firmly in control of this one so far. Brookline the advantage on the scrum. Brookline hooks it back. Brookline trying to find an opening on the near side, but the ball is dropped, recovered by Winnikoff. And I think we're going to have another scrum set up just 5 yards out from the tri-zone on Brookline's side of the field. Looks like advantage Belmont as it's going to be inserted by Patterson. They hook it back to Patterson. Couple quick pitches. Trying to burst through, I believe, was Egar, and a whistle is blown again. Boy, the wind certainly has been something this spring, hasn't it? On days like today, it almost feels like it's just going to pick me up and carry me away. So the scrum advantage this time to Brookline. Brookline hooks it back to Anyausa. Adi Anyausa running with it. Still dragging a couple of tacklers. Great move by Adi Anyausa to give Brookline some better field position. Quick toss back. Now Merlis out of it, pitches it back to, I believe, Wheeler. And Wheeler brings it close to the 30. Out of the ruck, Brookline keeps it. Quick pitch. Goes back to Bottaglieri. Bottaglieri taken down. Loose ball, but Brookline maintains it. Now Brookline trying to work out the far side. And now they work back towards the middle, almost juggled on that pitch, but a teammate was right there, dragging it farther and further. Great effort there. I'm not sure who that was. I think that might have actually been Montner Malzen. I think I mistook number 9 for number 7, or maybe I got those backwards. As it is, Brookline still with possession, trying to work their way through. Taken down there was Johnson. Now a toss back to Hoffman. Hoffman brought down. This toss goes back to Montner Malzen. Montner Malzen charging ahead. Sarah Montner Malzen brings it out past the 35. Brookline making a bit of headway here and there. So they toss it back to Bottaglieri, quickly taken down, just maintaining possession, looking for that opening. Couple of tosses, they go to Anderson. Anderson, extra toss, Anyausa. Anyausa muscling her way past the 40. Brookline slowly but surely making their way, but they dropped it on the pitch. It's taken away by the Marauders. The Marauders slightly missed the pitch. Loose ball. And looks like we'll be setting up another scrum. Less than 4 minutes left to go here in the half. Belmont 26, Brookline 0. Out of the scrum. Hooked back by the Marauders. That toss goes right off the chest, bounces way free, and it's picked up by Wheeler for Brookline. Now the Warriors trying to move with it. Merlis tosses it back to Johnson, now to Anderson, now to Winnikoff. Winnikoff brought down. And we've got another whistle. Another scrum being set up. By the way, if I'm getting any of the players' names wrong, like, you know, if there might have been some last-minute roster changes for the jersey numbers, if you recognize me getting anyone wrong, folks, let me know in the live chat. Oh no, do we have a player down injured? There's a Brookline player down on the ground, but she's hopping back up and just sprinting to the sideline. Oh, she might have just gotten a hit in the stomach. Might just be feeling sick. Yep, I'm not pointing my camera in that direction. It's a physical game, folks. We resume the action with the scrum, advantage Brookline. Inserted, hooked back to Anyausa. Anyausa escapes one tackler. Brings it across the 45. Anyausa has been so impactful out of that number 8 position for Brookline. Just getting what little burst she can up the field. Now Brookline working it out towards the near side. Johnson, as she's getting taken down, pitches to Anderson. Now Winnikoff stiff arms one and bursts across the 40. Merlis now pitches it back to Wheeler. Now over to, I think, number 19, Remy Fell, who is subbed into the game. Merlis tosses it back. Brought to the ground is Hoffman. Now a toss back, Wheeler. Johnson. Johnson holding it, brought down. Brookline maintains possession, toss to Wheeler and to Fell. Fell just to the 35. Brookline still looking for an opening where they can advance their position, but they are running out of time. We're just in stoppage time at this point in the first half. We're past 35 minutes. Is that one? Being tossed back towards the middle. Hoffman bursts forward. Long toss back, Wheeler. That one through the hands. Down on the ground, but Brookline maintains. But they're losing some ground. And Yausa tried to drag it forward, but couldn't get very far. Merlis to Wheeler to, I believe, Hoffman. And now we've got a whistle. So I don't know if we're going by stoppage time rules here. Anderson kick kind of went off the side of her foot. Flies straight out of bounds. Bottaglieri getting ready to throw the line out. And the line out complete to Anyausa as the jumper. Merlis gives to Hoffman. Hoffman dragged down. Merlis back off a hop to Wheeler. Now that pitch, and that's going to be the half. At halftime, our score, the Belmont Marauders 26, the Brookline Warriors 0. Brookline trying their best to hold their own against one of the best girls rugby programs in the state, as Belmont firmly in control scoring-wise. They scored 4 tries, 1 each from Kelsey Donaldson, Bethany Egar, Sadie Taylor, and Mia Taylor, while Lucy Cabral was 3 of 4 on the conversion kicks, as that sums up the scoring. I realize I hadn't had much chance to mention the rosters coming into today, so I am actually going to read them out now during halftime. But first, I'm going to take a moment for a local charity spotlight, and I'm going to tell you about the Brookline Community Foundation. For over 100 years, the Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in our community. Among the foundation's many grant programs is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which provides graduating BHS students with scholarships to help fund post-secondary education. To date, thanks to the generosity of over 140 donors over the past 9 years, BCF has raised over $1.4 million in scholarship funding, and just last year awarded over $180,000 in scholarship funds to the class of 2023. Your help is crucial to supporting Brookline youth as they embark on the next steps in their educational journeys. Visit brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442 to learn more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and how you can make a difference right here in Brookline. Once again, brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442. And all that information can be found in the description section down below. So here are the lineups that I was given prior to today's game. For Brookline, wearing number 1 and as a result playing the loose head prop position, a sophomore, Isa Barabasi. Playing the hooker position and wearing number 2, a junior, Brooke Bottaglieri. Playing the tight head prop and wearing number 3, a sophomore, Leela Hoffman. Playing the what is known as the second row or the lock positions, a junior number 4, Molly Engeland, and a senior number 5, Penny Waldron. Playing the flanker positions, a senior number 6, Kasaya and Wosu, and a senior number 7, Sarah Motner-Maslin. Wearing number 8 and playing the position known as number 8 in rugby, don't worry about it, a senior, Addie Anyausa. Playing the scrum half and wearing number 9, a junior, Polly Merlis. Playing the fly half and wearing number 10, a sophomore, Ivy Wheeler. At the wings, a freshman, number 11, Ellie Haberkern, and a sophomore, number 14, Becky Winikoff. The inside center, number 12, a sophomore, Zaira Johnson. The outside center, a junior, number 13, Meredith Christ. And the fullback, a senior, number 15, Larissa Anderson. Subs for Brookline are a freshman, number 16, Macy Wilson, A freshman, number 17, Sophia Treacy. A freshman, number 19, Remy Fell. A junior, number 20, Manetsis Field-Sanders. A junior, number 21, Aurora Charbonneau. A junior, number 22, Maria Yudalova. A junior, number 23, Yunjin Cho. A sophomore, number 24, Stephanie Lazo. And a freshman, number 25, Ori Levy. Head coach of the Brookline High Girls Rugby team is Court McCrodden. So that's the roster for Brookline. For Belmont, I only got the starting 15. But what I have for them is number 1, the loose head prop, a senior, Meredith Knopf. The hooker, number 2, a senior, Kelsey Donaldson. The tight head prop, number 3, a senior, Liv Mann. The second row or lock position players, a senior number 4, Abby Hill, and a junior number 5, Talene Haleblian. At the flanker positions, a senior number 6, Danielle Buffano, and a junior number 17, because, I don't know, maybe they lost their number 7 jersey, but number 17, Bethany Egar. Wearing number 8 and playing the number 8 position, a junior, Sadie Taylor. Playing the scrum half, number 9, a senior, Layla Valente Patterson. Playing the fly half, wearing number 10, a senior, Lucy Cabral. At the wing positions, a senior, number 11, Ali Caputo, and a senior, number 14, Chloe Ellis. At the inside center, a senior, number 12, Mia Taylor. And at the outside center, wearing number 13, a junior, Hannah Jacoby. And at the fullback position, wearing number 15, a junior, Robin Tonamura McDonald. So those are the rosters as they were given to me before the game today. As we got a fresh 35 minutes on the clock. Looks like we're going to be counting down this half. Belmont firmly in control of this one with a 26-0 lead. But Brookline not giving up the fight. Setting up to kick, I believe, will be Cabral for the Marauders to open the second half. There's the whistle, the kick from Cabral, and we're underway here in the second half. This one bounces all the way back to Larissa Anderson, the fullback. Gets taken down around the ankles. Polly Merlis tosses it to Ivy Wheeler, and now to, I believe, Remy Fell. Fell, I think, came in for Molly England, but I think Brookline has subbed out a different player as I see number 11, Ellie Haberkern along the bench. Brookline trying to work it towards the far side as we've got a whistle as Montner Malzahn was taken down. You get a free ball and Anderson kicks it out of bounds on the far side. We'll have a line out. Bottiglieri setting up to throw this one in. Throw in intercepted, taken away by number 21 as a backup is in for Belmont. Like I said, I didn't get any of the subs on the roster I was given. Quick tosses. And brought down was number 13, Hannah Jacoby. Now breaking free is Sadie Taylor. Taylor brought down around the ankles inside the 20. Toss goes back to Egar. Bethany Egar trying to drag the pile. Gets down inside the 10. Quick pitches back. 25 gives to 12 to 21, and extra handoff diving across the try line. I think they gave that one to the wing, number 11, Ali Caputo. So this one is the farthest off to the side that we've seen the Marauders score here. So this is going to be the toughest kick conversion angle that Cabral has been faced with so far today. She's been 3 of 4 on her conversion kicks. The wind caught her last kick and caused her to miss. Not a lot of wind blowing at this second, as she kicks that one, and it sails through. Despite the limited angle, she puts it through. And Belmont now leads 33-0. We're about 3.5 minutes into this second half. Brookline setting up to kick this one away. Christ kicks it. Kind of dies on the turf there and is picked up by number 5, who's dragging a couple of tacklers. Finally brought down by Zaira Johnson was Talene Haleblian. Now they give to Sadie Taylor, who bursts up the middle, brought down. Now Egar doesn't get very far, but out of the ruck they maintain. Toss back bursting through is the fullback McDonald. McDonald slowed down slightly by a tackle attempt there. Extra pitch. And brought down was the fly half Cabral. Now back to short gains as they look for the opening. And taking off number 21 easily into the try area as she fooled the defender with the fake pitch there. (38-0) now the Belmont lead. We are 40 minutes into this 70-minute contest. Conversion kick. Missed. Missed wide to the inside. That time the rough angle could not be converted. So Cabral 4 of 6 on conversion kicks now. But 6 tries scored by Belmont, each from different players. Brookline still searching for their first. This kick picked up by the hooker, Donaldson. Runs it up to about the 40. Bit of interference during the ruck, I think. Looks like they're going to give the free ball to Brookline out of that one, actually. They've we've got Polly Merlis with the ball, and they're on the Belmont side of the field, so they're not kicking that one. They're running with it. Leila Hoffman pushes ahead, brought down. Merlis tosses back to Wheeler. Wheeler trying to burst through. It's not there. Wheeler tried to pass back, disrupted, loose ball. Picked back up by Engeland, who's back in the game. Now another couple of tosses. Johnson rocked on that hit, lost the ball, and Sadie Taylor falls on it. That loose ball forced by Hannah Jacoby. Oh, but I think there was some kind of infraction called against Belmont. And so now it'll be a scrum with the Brookline advantage. You know, they do have a sort of delayed penalty system in rugby, similar to what you might see in ice hockey or in lacrosse. Merlis inserts it, hooked back quickly. Merlis chases it down, pitches back to Wheeler. Now out to Christ. Christ trying to cut back towards the middle. Actually managed to drag herself inside the 40. Toss back to Hoffman this time. Hoffman brought down. Now back to Nwosu. Now they try and work it out the near side. Johnson breaks one tackle and gets dragged down. Now to Wheeler and to Bottaglieri. Bottaglieri upended. Merlis tosses it out to Montner-Malzahn. A couple of quick tosses out the far side, and Yausa dragging tacklers down to about the 35, giving Brookline some room forward. That pitch missed, but recovered by Merlis herself as she's brought down, maintains possession for her team. Hoffman just bursting up the middle with it. Now Yausa, I think, trying to drag the pile forward. Now Merlis pitches back, misses Wheeler, but it's recovered, I believe, by Fell. Fell brought down out of the ruck. Belmont pushing and pushing. And we've got a whistle. Free ball now for Belmont as they kick it out. We got another sub coming in for Belmont, number 19 into the game. Again, I don't have the names of any of Belmont's subs, so not much I can do there. Donaldson throws it in, collected easily by the jumper. A couple quick pitches back. And out to the wing, Ellis now to the fullback, McDonald. McDonald picking up speed. McDonald cutting towards the middle. McDonald seeing daylight and all the way in for the try. Robin Tonamora McDonald took off on a long run there. She got the opening, picked up speed, and then no Brookline player could get the angle necessary to bring her down. This kick is good by Cabral. So Cabral 5 of 7 on conversions. 7 successful tries for the Marauders all from different players. I mean, boy, if nothing else, Belmont is thoroughly putting their depth on display with all the different try scorers they've had. You know, I mean, in the Algonquin game, they had one player who was scoring most of their tries, but here it's someone different every time for Belmont. Now number 24, stiff-arming a couple of players, finally brought down. They toss to 19, now to 11, hands to Ellis, the wing, number 14. Brought down along the near sideline, might have been out. Looks like it'll be a line out for Brookline as she was out of bounds. So Bottaglieri getting ready to throw this one. And that one, it goes to the ground. Several players. That's got to be the most dangerous looking line out we've seen so far. Despite all the acrobatics of lifting a player up to catch a throw in, it's actually, from what I've seen, it looks like it might be a little bit safer than some throw-ins you might see in like soccer, where they throw it up and sometimes a couple players go up for it. Less likely to collide in rugby, but that time, as it got knocked down to the ground, started to get a little dangerous. Out of the scrum, it was Brookline's advantage, but Belmont asserts themselves, and Sadie Taylor comes out with it. Couple of pitches, and a fake as Mia Taylor breaks through. Mia Taylor with the slick moves becomes the first Marauder to score multiple tries today. Oh, was the last... Oh, I think the last conversion was actually no good from Cabral. As the scoreboard is showing 48. I thought she had made that last one. That's my mistake. This kick sails right through. So Cabral, 5 of 8 on conversions. And it is now a 50-0 advantage for Belmont. Off the kick, it's taken by Donaldson. Now a pitch back to 24. 24 brought down. Quickly tossed back. Sadie Taylor brought down. Couple of tosses. I think they might have called Brookline for a high tackle there. You're really not allowed to go near the head area with tackles in rugby. I mean, these players aren't wearing helmets. That can get dangerous. So this will be a free ball for the Marauders, and they're just going to boot it out of bounds, set themselves up for a line out. So Donaldson setting up to throw in this line out. As we do have some subs coming in for Brookline. Among them, I see number 17, Sophia Tracy. I see number 16, Macy Wilson. As it looks like Engeland and Winnikoff have come off the field. The throw complete to the jumper. Couple of quick tosses. And they work it out to the edge. Number 18 trying to run with it. Ball was almost lost but maintained by the Marauders. Now Mann pushes ahead. Out of it, Patterson pitches to Cabral. And then taken down, goes back to 24. 24 drags some tacklers forward. Patterson back to Cabral, out to 25. Now again, Patterson this time goes to 20 and then dragged down along the far side was the wing, Ali Caputo. Now they try and work it back towards the middle. Toss back Cabral, now Egar, now 19, and now a whistle. Infraction on Belmont this time. So Brookline gets the free ball. Merlis running with it. Pitches to, I think, Bottaglieri. Out of it, toss back Wheeler. Now over to, I think, Montner-Malzahn. And Montner-Malzahn drags a few out to about midfield. Merlis tosses it back to Wheeler. Now over to Johnson. Johnson gives to Anderson. Anderson brings it back close to midfield. Merlis back to Nwosu, brought down on a huge size difference by 24. Brookline just trying to maintain their field position until something opens up. Christ tries to cut up field, toss to Anyausa. Anyausa, extra toss, Merlis now out to the edge. Breaking free, off and running for a huge gain there. Off the wing, I think that was one of the subs that came in. I'm having a little trouble seeing the jersey number, but a great run there as Bottaglieri gets taken down. Now Merlis gives back to Wheeler. That one through the hands of Nwosu. I think Johnson couldn't pick it up. It goes to the floor, picked up by the Marauders. Toss back 24. Brought down. And now a kick coming from Cabral deep down in the Brookline end. And Brookline struggling to pick it up. Anderson finally gets it. Anderson trying to take off running. Does not get very far. Gets brought down. Ball's now deep in Brookline territory. If they give this one up in any way, shape, or form, that's going to be premium field position for Belmont. Instead, they kick it out of bounds, and this will be a line out. Looks like it's going to be a line out for Belmont. Donaldson setting up to throw this one in. And it goes, but quickly wrapped up. They decided to go for a maul. Now toss back Sadie Taylor. Now back to Cabral, back to 20. 20 running with it. 20 brought down. Out of the ruck, it's tossed back to 24. 24 using her size to just drag a couple of tacklers with her. Patterson back to Cabral, back to 19. Now racing in is Caputo. Ali Caputo with her second try. Or it should be. They haven't put the points on the board yet. The scoreboard's still showing 50. But Cabral is lining up for the conversion. And Cabral misses that one. So it'll simply be 55-0. At least I think it is. The scoreboard out here is still showing 50, but it was 50 before they scored. I'm really confused. Let's see, 5 successful tries makes 10 points, and then, or 5 successful conversions makes 10 points, and then 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. 9 tries should be 45, so it should be 55-0. The scoreboard's just not showing it. But either way, it's 55-0 Belmont. As taking off and running with it now is Caputo again. Caputo into open field, finally dragged down. And that's going to be a delayed infraction against Brookline, as the official signaled that one. So even if Brookline manages to stop them and take the ball away, it's going to result in a scrum with the advantage to the Marauders. But for right now, the Marauders just running with it. Number 19 breaking free. That pitch broken up by Johnson. And now it goes to the ground, and now we'll have the scrum. So it'll be a scrum advantage Belmont as Patterson gets ready to insert this one. They're locked in. And now Brookline takes it, but a whistle. So they're going to try again on the scrum. Out of the scrum this time, it's hooked back to number 22, who's trying to drag some players forward. Now out of the ruck, 18 long, pitch to 20. Across to McDonald, now to 20. And now taking off for the try is number 13, Hannah Jacoby, with her first. (60-0), Belmont leads. Oh, and it looks like the scoreboard just doesn't go higher than 50 at this point. But the score is 60-0 in Belmont's advantage. I don't know if it's some kind of mercy rule of the MIAA that they just stop counting after a certain point. Oh, we got a different player lining up for the conversion this time. This appears to be number 20. 20 kicks it up and through. So the first conversion attempt not kicked by Cabral, and number 20 puts it through. Belmont leads Brookline 62-0. We are 63.5 minutes into this 75-minute contest. Drop kick by Christ, picked up by 18. And now Sadie Taylor taking off with it again, dragged down. Now a couple tosses, McDonald to 21. And now stumbling over a tackler and still going. I believe that's Jacoby, who goes all the way for her second try. Hannah Jacoby now with the outside center with a couple of tries late in this one. Number 20 setting up for another conversion attempt. And that one is in. So number 20, 2 for 2 on her conversion kicks. About 10 minutes left in this one. Christ, the drop kick, rolls back to number 19, gives to 24. 24 bursting through, 24 running with it, finally brought down after getting into Brookline territory, and they go back to work on offense. Sadie Taylor dragging a tackler all the way down to about the 25. Couple pitches back, 21 running with it. Now out of the ruck, tossed back to number 1, Knopf. Now 20 gives to Egar. Egar brought down. Toss back to 20 and to 19. Now out to Ellis on the wing. Brought down, and oh, we've got a injury stoppage, looks like, as we see a Belmont player down on the field being looked at by the training staff. Finally, the Belmont player gets up. Hard to tell if she's holding her side or if she's trying to keep her wrist in one spot. Like I said, physical game. As that is number 4, Abby Hill. We get ready to resume the action out of the scrum. Scrum will be advantage Belmont. But it is hooked back by Brookline, but the whistle is blown. Clock still running as we are 68.5 minutes in. Less than 7 minutes to go, plus whatever stoppage time they might grant. Finally, after the infractions, they give a free ball to the Marauders. Pitched back to 24. 24 dragging the tacklers down inside the 5. Quick pitches out to Ellis. Ellis trying to shake the tacklers. Still just short of the try zone. Couple quick pitches. Egar trying to get in now. Brought down. Long pitch out, number 20. Breaks through for the try. So another new try scorer for the Marauders. Number 20 gets in for the first time. And now she'll set up to kick the conversion. '20's kick sails through. (76-0) the score in favor of Belmont. As this game likely will move Belmont up to the top spot in the Division I power rankings, having defeated Brookline by a much wider margin than Algonquin did. Algonquin currently the number 1 spot, having jumped past Belmont off of their win against Brookline, but now Belmont with a dominant victory of their own as Jacoby running with it. Toss misses Sadie Taylor, but she falls on it, keeps it with Belmont. Now 24. Toss back to 19. Now to Ellis. Now Egar. Now toss back to 20, and now I think McDonald bursts forward. This toss goes back to is that number 2? That didn't look like Donaldson. Toss back to 22, who gets hit hard by Johnson. And now it's just kicked out, and that is going to do it. The final score here at Belmont High School, the Belmont Marauders 76, the Brookline Warriors 0. Belmont thoroughly asserting themselves as the top girls rugby program in Massachusetts with a very thorough statement win today. Well, that's going to do it for this live stream. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. May not have been the results Brookline was hoping for, but you know, just getting the opportunity to cover this team for the first time this year, even if the 2 games I ended up covering ended up being